Listen, we got breaking news to discuss involving Floyd, Kid Austin, Schofield. He fired back at Jay Prince. We all know Jay Prince came out with some crazy remarks, calling him a clown show and this and that. It was a mess, in my humble opinion. Bottom line is, obviously, everybody's gonna overblow this, but clearly he was pulled from the fight. We all know he was not right. Um, we don't need to bounce this whole sick idea around that people think that Kid Austin threw this fight purposely, and that's with Shakur Stevenson. Now, obviously, Jay Prince, he has spoke about that he was scared and this and that. He talked about going at Abdullah Mason. He said that, why don't you fight Abdullah Mason? Now, Floyd, Kid Austin, Schofield, they got no problem with that. They looking to trounce Abdullah Mason. And he said, and he let it be known what is going to take to get the contract done. Floyd, Kid Austin, Schofield wants 2.5 million to fight Abdullah Mason. And now let's see if Jay Prince, Turkey, Ala Sheik, whatever, and they could get to the drawing board, and let's get to the business side and let's get this done. The quicker that could happen, the quicker we could get this fight. So here we go again. I feel like we always in this state with boxing, to get the major fights happen. You got to get the money right. Now it's just crazy in my opinion. That Jay Prince, spoke so crazy, of him. But they know what it's all about at the end of the day. Shakur Stevenson, you just give him some time. A lot of people thought that the fight made a lot of sense against Floyd Austin Schofield because they looked at him as almost like a miniature tank or a baby tank or whatever you want to call it. So that's why that fight was very intriguing. We all know Kid Austin got the power, in both hands. He got the speed, the electricity. And I think that fight with Shakur Stevenson, who's to say the fight don't happen later on down the line? Everybody is jumping the gun. These guys are very early in their careers. Um, all they got to do is keep going with the trajectory. But I do believe Kid Austin needs a big fight, against a big name, possibly either Keyshawn or Abdullah Mason. Go after Shakur. We don't want to see people fighting cab drivers and truck drivers and stuff like that. We want to see a worthy opponent, and hopefully they could get this done, so we could see Floyd Kid Austin Schofield back in the ring doing what he does best, which is knock his opponents out, you know, um, and then just prove people wrong, like Jay Prince. We all know he represents um, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur is the truth and a half. If you've been living under a rock, Floyd Kid Austin Schofield is undefeated 18-0 with 12 wins by the way of knockout. He's 22 years old. You already know what it is. He's 5'7". He's just the truth and a half, man. Abdullah Mason. A lot of people feel like this fight makes a lot of sense. He's 18-0 with 16 wins by the way of knockout. So he's a southpaw. So this fight, potentially, could be pretty dangerous, for both fighters. This is why, people feel like it's so much reluctancy in boxing because these fights are dangerous. We don't know who's going to win. Careers are on the line. But we're going to see, man. Only time will tell. Um, this is just the beginning. Floyd Kid Austin Schofield, he fired back. Let's see what happens. What was Jay Prince? What is Abdullah Mason? What are they going to say now? Let's get to the business side. Let's get this fight done, so we can move on, and we can prove that Kid Austin is cut from that cloth. It's not just talking. Kid Austin been doing this a long time, man. These people know, and these people got to start acting like they know because I'm feeling like they got amnesia. So Kid Austin got to wake these dudes up one more time, you know. Right now we in a what have you done for me lately business. So these people always hated on him anyway, or pardon me, they had their ill will or whatever. And now, what do you it's gonna intensify that Kid Austin is experiencing a little bit of adversity, in the media and this and that, so just be tuned, man. Shout out FS Promotions, Kid Austin, you already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. We're gonna be back with him.